me make sure the mic switched over. One moment. Okay, yep, everything switched. What I was saying was I sleep in a tall twin bed, so they don't make a whole lot of frames for those that are easy to find.
I mean, like an actual tall. How much lumber
What's
is
that,
a
Cat?
tall twin? Like an actual tall twin mattress? Like,
Yeah, I first encountered them when I lived in the dorms at A&M, and well, I like them because I don't need anything larger width-wise than a twin, but I need something longer than a twin
hmm,
because my feet will hang off of a twin mattress.
okay.
I mean, who knows with any luck, maybe the width need will change soon, but I ain't counting that chicken until it hatches.
The silence is deafening.
Hitting
I
on
like how the
enter.
Philly. I like how the Philly has like 8 willpower, and you'd think that would mean she has good impulse control, but nope.
She's just very willful.
Who needs good impulse control?
People.
You shush.
Now, to be fair to JJ, it has been a very long time since she Capri Sunned anyone.
It's been what, a week and a half, 2 weeks?
That
Game
was,
time?
was a reaction to trauma.
Like I said, to be fair to JJ.
There's a comment
Can
that
I
comes to mind, and I don't think I can say it.
can I use my behavior? Can I justify my behavior with a response to trauma and be left off the hook too?
No.
I am traumatized though.
I don't think
Still
the
no.
Philly gets to play that card.
The Philly had her mother guy in her bed next to her.
How long until we start a trauma conga?
Yes, but how much of the party knows this?
Probably only Kissed, honestly.
Speaking of Gist, where is Chanter?
I might be a little bit late. Classes.
Oh, that's right. He did say that, didn't he?
Yup.
Yeah, it's not even been an hour since classes let out.
Yep. Whereas I'm pretty sure the whole party knows Eagle's trauma at this point. I'm pretty
You
sure
mean the
they're all
barrel?
there.
The barrel?
No, damn it.
You walked
You
right
may
into
have to
that one.
remind the player.
The
I mean,
instant
you left poor Barrel Kuna with the tank.
I will reach through this computer and smack you, Steve.
We didn't leave them. We were taken from them. Get it right.
So why is Eagles trauma?
That still does not change that you're hurting them. Also, I welcome you to challenge Eagle if you can reach.
Could you let Eagle answer, please?
My leg doesn't want to stop shaking. Ooh, excuse me. Okay. The whole incident that got him kicked out of the Rangers originally.
Yeah, but we don't know what that is.
His whole unit got slaughtered by auto turrets in front of his eyes, and then he was blamed for it.
I think the Philly just forgot about this. The Philly's like, not Kissed, don't care.
Oh,
Eagle
thanks.
feels the love. Just feel the love.
Well, stop being mean to her.
He isn't mean to her.
She thinks he's mean.
Well, that's a matter of opinion.
Given the choice, she would sacrifice Eagle.
Well, that's I think that's more indication of issues on Sapphire's part than Eagle's.
I mean, to be fair, you all know that Sapphire would sacrifice any of you for Kissed in a heartbeat, right?
Seems fair.
Just keep in mind the last filly that tried to sacrifice Eagle, well, he strangled her to death.
That was an alternate timeline.
It still happened.
One the Philly doesn't know about.
And remember, Steve, between Random Wild Wasteland and Pink Eastons, Eagle just might remember this.
Remember Steve. Oh. Sorry. I was confused for a second.
But you should also remember Steve.
I'm gonna name the barrel Steve.
Well, no, I've just always known Damon as Steve the Scorpionox, so I still call him Steve.
You know, and it's actually funny because when I joined the server, why that name was because I think it was either Moon or someone made the comment, you know, because it's in Scorpio, it's like, you know what, you're going to be known as Steve the Scorpionox now. Or Steve the Scorpion. Didn't know why. I finally found out the reason. It's like, you know what, I'm just going to run with it because it's hilarious.
Okay, what's the reason?
It's because it probably, in the time that I joined, I was watching the backlog to V's FoE game, and in one of the episodes, they ran into a giant scorpion, which was dubbed Steve.
Ah,
Oh,
Because
since
my
you're a
profile
scorpion, you
pic-
are such named as.
Yes, that was the first comment when I joined the Dead Tree server. Someone said to me, because my name was Insane Scorpio, you should be now known as Steve.
You know, it occurs to me I probably know more about that game than a lot of you do. Because I am direct friends with multiple of the people in the background server.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt there's a whole lot happening in the background that the stream hasn't seen. That's probably going to be in the book. That isn't as well in the book.
Oh please, he's not gonna put it in the book. She hates half the people. She hates most of the people in the background server. Also, if she tries to fuck with it a bit, Sunrise dies permanently.
Oh, fun.
That's not even a DM thing. That's just because, well, you remember Moonlit?
Oh, Cinder's player, right? Or is that someone else?
You got that backwards. Cinders is Moonlit's player.
That's what I thought I said. Yeah,
Yeah, she was fucking around even less.
I don't think I know this story.
I just have a feeling there's a drama there because I remember seeing something about on stream that someone said no, it's not a thing, and it's like, okay, it's like what are the
Yeah,
things?
there's a lot of drama there, so I'd prefer not to just.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy to. Mainly because it makes me look terrible.
Okay, let's, Safi, why don't we save the story for after the game and the stream is off? While
Yeah, I
I,
forgot we're being
Yeah.
recorded.
while I'm,
It's also being broadcast live to all of.
I'm
That-
I'm the one viewer, so I think.
Yeah. Yeah,
talk
I'm
about
pretty
that?
sure these recordings are just for us, so...
well, that said,
You'd be surprised. I have some people
Caps,
who can't watch the games because they watch the.
There,
and
even so, whatever the drama is, I honestly don't care to dig into it.
anyways,
Yeah.
all that said, Caps stream, Caps game, Caps rules.
Yeah, I don't actively seek drama.
Yeah. Plus, some of that drama might be still a sensitive / source subject that a lot of those involved would prefer to leave in the past.
Okay. Alright. How about I start it like this? Safi, DM me later.
I'll probably
Slide,
forget.
slide into his DMs.
So anyway, it's been what, 3 months? We probably should do a quick recap.
We still have no chanter. However, when everyone is here and ready, I will happily recap.
Oh boy, are you gonna do a story time with Eagle?
Yes, because my entire family is here to hear it.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
I mean,
You need what, Cap?
I didn't say nothing.
Oh, I thought you said I need and then cut off.
it,
That was
it, the way I see it, if you want the short version, you just need 3 words to explain what happened.
Shit went boom.
I was gonna say we nearly died.
I
I
mean,
like mine more.
we can
We
just
nearly
condense that
died,
down.
and that stream needs a sound
Mm.
warning.
We
What?
can
For JJ's eating.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Also, speaking of the barrel and the tank having been left behind, somebody needs to write a fic where there was enough residual magic left over to animate the tank and the barrel, and they have been searching for the party this whole time and getting on misadventures.
I'm
To be
sorry.
fair,
When you said
the
that, my mind went to R34 when you said animate the tank.
The tank is in fact haunted, so it could do that.
Exactly. Now, Steve, go wash your brain out with soap.
I'm sorry. Those that don't know what R34 is, don't look it up.
Doesn't know what that is by now.
If you don't know what that is by now, you don't need to be on the internet. protect your
Oh.
innocence.
I'm honestly a fan of R3063.
Oh, that's Rule 34. Okay.
Wait, Cap? Did you not know?
I didn't know which one it was.
Rule
He knew the
34 is
concept,
that one.
didn't
Rule
have the-
63 is the gender swap rule.
Somewhere there's Pegapet male stripper.
No, Pegapet is Pegapet.
Megapet is not confined to the gender binary.
Actually, have her
I wonder
birthday
what
on
Rule
my.
69 is.
I don't think it is a rule.
You know, if Captain is innocent, then he shouldn't learn what a Chris Chan is.
Can we leave that poor mentally ill bastard alone, please?
I will not interact. I will just
Oh,
observe.
Pegapet will be 5 years old on. 4th.
Okay.
Megapet is
Carl?
older than her mommy.
Speaking of, Chris Chan should also leave mommy alone.
Yes, leave the filly alone. She is high and grumpy.
Google.
That happened. Carl, were you trying to say something?
several somethings, but they are all irrelevant now.
Our apologies.
Another bad influence. This will be fun.
I forget. Is Chanter our other California resident?
Yes.
How's
Where
the
are you not
weather?
living?
Nice.
I think they live in totally different parts of the state.
Well,
I'm Central Valley, Chanters, but Central.
yeah, either way, I'm pretty sure the West Coast isn't currently frozen over.
You guys should hang out.
I work. So does Chanter.
There are weekends.
I work on the weekends.
Oh.
What the hell works on the weekends? That is just sad.
The one
Hi.
who used to be
Please,
the
working.
weekend supervisor. That's what I'm being put back into.
Bitwise, cue up Loverboy.
Sorry?
Am I the only one who knows this song?
Probably.
Yes?
I guess so.
I thought you meant Carl.
Why would I say Bitwise if I meant Carl?
I don't know.
You got
I'm-
confabulated?
I am
Anyway, be right back.
confused.
I need to put away dishes
Spooky.
because I was eating.
So, if I'm familiar with my enough with my in jokes from the Wednesday game, I'd say that means Captain just pulled Moon.
Can't Google that one.
Being unable to tell two players apart.
I was
Oh
able to tell
yes,
players
it
apart.
kept telling the pretty pink zebra and quick stitch. Shame that kit is not gonna happen anymore.
You know, Carl, I just noticed I have you at 200% boosted and you're still a bit low.
It's because I'm quiet.
Turn up
Yes.
the gain on your microphone then.
Try the gain.
Please don't blow my eardrums out though.
I think Carl means he's just naturally soft-spoken.
Yes, but that doesn't mean his mic is.
Well, let me try to find that shit. I'm pretty sure I have the gain up all the way. That, and, I don't want to be too loud because I'm not the only one in this room.
go to your settings, voice and video, and crank up your.
It is up all the way. Hello, I'm a quiet son of a bitch.
Nothing
It's
wrong.
okay. We love you anyways. And this also explains why you're dating JJ. Super hearing. You don't have to be loud for her to hear you.
She's loud enough for the both of us.
We've
She's loud
noticed.
enough- She's loud enough in frequencies that everyone has no choice not to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
I should probably actually bring up the game map.
Yes.
That would be helpful.
Yay, Lunar suddenly learned teleporting. Thanks, Captain.
I didn't say you were the one teleporting.
Lunar teleported. End of discussion.
Oh, by the way, is the ship still following them? Potentially not.
That's
Potentially.
on a need to know basis, and that's not something you need to know right now.
Translation: yes.
Translation: I am not sorry for bringing it up. Cause ghost ship.
Translation: trying. Oh crap! What I was about to say hit the filter.
I mean, I'm already getting a tide pool familiar. I doubt I'm gonna be making anyone happy.
Tide pool. Is it so?
It's a tide pool dragon. I think that's what it's called. Wait, is it?
Why do I get a bad feeling that that the sus one getting that particular familiar, like that's just not a good combination?
Think of it this way: it's related to the fairy dragon, the one that I wanted to get.
Wait, do you mean tidal, like a tidal pool, or did you say tide pod, like the thing kids eat?
Tide pool. Hang on.
Oh. See, I thought tide pod. I'm like, that's an interesting dragon.
Yep. Versus me, where the harpy is getting a pygmy dragonite familiar.
Mhm. And the only reason I'm getting a tide pool is because anyone can have it, because as long as you're within one step of chaotic neutral, any alignment works. It's either similar or very bad than what the first choice I wanted, the fairy dragon. Both pranksters, to an extent. You know, look at the bright side. At least Jerry can probably bribe it with shells and shiny coins.
Grab meat.
Are we talking crab with a C or crab with a K?
Yes. Yeah, crap, I just remembered I have sushi in my mini fridge.
No, I want to eat that before it goes bad.
I don't want to
I
get a
bought
mini
it-
fridge. But I have
I bought it. I bought it last night, so I think it should be fine.
Eat this.
Just eat it. Eat it.
Speaking of food going bad, I discovered today my jerky mildewed.
Ooh. Sadness.
And I only discovered this after I'd fed a piece to my mother.
Welp.
I think it was.
Double. Probably. Hi.
Maybe.
I still have the few. I was sold for the gym.
Hey, who's replacing Chifendo on the stream game anyway?
I think it's a known, though I don't know if those that known they want us to say or not.
Yeah, until they announce it, probably best not.
Yeah.
As the individual
isn't really a
that was
private
said,
call.
but yeah, the there are some that know, but yeah, not sure
mean-
if they want us to say.
I can very easily find out, so I was just curious if y'all knew, so I didn't have to wait.
Nope. We'll have to wait.
Yeah, because I don't think that I think that they would take it too kindly if that ended up getting casually dropped on a different stream and spoiled it.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything. Sorry.
Lips are zipped.
I know nothing, I see nothing, I hear nothing.
I was not here. I did not even get up this morning.
Carl.
I ain't saying nothing. Nah.
I was
So
eating
good.
food,
It's such a
not
terrible
nuggets.
food. Yeah, they taste good, right? But it's such a terrible food.
It's
How
delicious.
much
How dare you besmirch nuggies?
Blasphemy!
to Nuggy or not to Nuggy? You know
To
what? Just
Nuggies.
thinking of that funny quote that I
And
wrote.
salad.
I literally wrote a Shakespearean quote on nuggets in a server. It was hilarious.
Nuggies, get it right.
Sticky nugget.
Nuggies. Nuggies with huggies while snug as a bug in her ruggies.
Hey, Saf, you don't happen to have like Chanter's phone number?
I actually do.
Want
Should
to
I
try
call them?
texting? Well, try texting him first. That doesn't work. Give him a ring.
Alright.
I'd send him a DM,
Alright,
but he's not on. Can't tell you.
Alright, give me a moment.
Oh, he's online.
Speak of the devil and he shall appear.
Guess I call him the devil.
I thought I was the devil.
Well, he didn't appear, so I guess that's proof.
And grams of from grams of 0 grams of sugar, added sugar, grams of protein. Everything is 0.
There's nothing.
There's caffeine.
What?
There's
Are you
35
having
milligrams of caffeine.
Are you having air pudding for dinner?
No, I had chicky nuggies. Sparkling water. Blood orange. Blood orange? Oh, no, I got it.
Chanter.
Not sure if your mic is working.
Oh no!
Oh my
Chanter-
god, he's gone to
What the?
I'm gonna say your mic wasn't working.
I think he heard us.
Oh my god!
Holy freaking crap!
Chanter's been consumed by the outer gods.
I am now thinking about being sorry about that joke of speak of the devil.
I thought he heard us, and that's what he was doing.
That's a one way to start things off.
Oh god, that was glorious.
I thought he heard us and was fucking with us.
Might have to clip that.
No! No!
That's
Chanter's
still the
been
same.
consumed by the elder gods.
I'll worship the devil, I promise.
It sounds like a voice modulator, honestly.
It does.
I think a deep voice modulator.
I have no idea what would cause this, honestly.
Either.
Bad
I mean, I
connection.
say that like I know anything about technology, but maybe try dusting it.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
That is the only idea Chanter has.
Me too.
Might be a bad pinched wire in the connection, but I don't think it would cause that.
I mean, if it's a low pass filter, it's only letting the low frequencies go through. The really low, the really low. I think there's something about this is on us because we can blow into the mic.
Maybe a filter got turned on.
Have you checked if your internet connection is being routed through hell?
I mean, it's California.
Oh, so it is.
I
mean-
mean, last I checked, I was pretty sure Chanter didn't work for the UAC. I could be wrong.
I checked it. Last I checked, California was in Phoenix, Arizona.
No, but you remember the forest fire?
He might have worked for the USC at one point. He's done some pretty crazy things.
This
Where's
is
my-
true. And if he's
Wait.
and maybe they had one of those long-term internet service contracts.
What's the USC?
UAC.
Oh,
It's the company from the Doom games that always opens the portal to hell.
oh, God.
Because free energy.
Where's
All you
my
gotta do
super
is save
shotgun?
sell your soul.
I don't know the lore of the Doom games. I just know shoot demons.
I mean,
Marine?
that basically
Demons
is the
kill Pet
lore of
Bunny.
it.
Marine decides to kill all demons.
Yes. And then eventually time traveling shenanigans get involved and we have the Doom Slayer.
Honestly, the only important part of all that is that demons take over the earth, a pet bunny is killed, and a man is on a mission for revenge.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have
Lessons
taught-
we learned: do not freak ink with anyone's pet bunny. You will regret it.
You know something I don't get? The internet's obsession to ship a Doomslayer and cross it with Animal Crossing Isabella. Or Isabella.
Well,
They both came out on the same day.
Yep.
Yeah, that is the entire origin of that. Is they released on the same day.
Huh.
That's it.
the
They
internet
released-
was being ship happy.
Do you feel enlightened?
I feel enlightened. Still don't know how to feel about it, but it's a good laugh.
There's some genuinely heartwarming stuff about that out there. And then there's some stuff that's just plain weird.
And then there's porn.
I guess. You know,
Welcome to the internet.
I mean, you could reveal something, and porn artists will have a rendition of that character in interesting situations within the hour.
It's one of the few things that is probably faster than light.
Ah, yes. Must be severe mic troubles.
I think it's faster than light.
He's probably just doing a power cycle right now.
Yep.
Yep.
Do y'all have any idea why my mouse keeps double clicking?
Probably sticky. They get as they get old, and sometimes they get a whole bunch of like dust and stuff in them. Your mouse buttons might be sticky.
I don't want to replace my mouse. I hate replacing things.
If you flip it over, you might have like some screw ports. You might actually be able to like take it off and like remove, and then just get some like canned air. I don't think
Maybe. I don't think I can.
Take it off. Take it off.
You try alcohol.
Yes, I will drink some. Thank you.
No, isopropic, I think. I don't know that.
Isopropanol is what you're thinking of, and generally well, maybe. I don't know.
I
I've
mean,
never
it's
actually
like-
had to try and obtain isopropyl alcohol through civilian means. I always have access
Yeah,
through
like
work.
I think it might be rubbing
wait.
alcohol more.
Let's be quiet. Chanter is back.
Hi, Chanter.
Oh my
God
god.
damn it.
No, it didn't.
What the hell? Chanter, we need to do a dark ritual and summon senders. Yeah, I've slept like 15 hours today. I'm still tired.
So the neighbors can hear. Hooray.
Hey,
Oh,
that worked.
Yay!
Only slightly less demonic because somewhat pissed.
No, it's significantly less demonic to trust us.
Yeah, I got it to echo back to me. I understood the problem, but I was kind of like, this is not useful feedback.
Yeah, that I couldn't figure. I don't know what causing that.
I was convinced for a minute that's because we said "Speak of the devil and he shall appear" that you heard us and were fucking with us. But after the joke went on for a while, it's like, okay, no, his mic actually is just completely fucked.
We also
That's not my style of humor.
theorized that at some point in your past you had worked for the UAC and still used their internet.
I have not, in fact, ever worked for the UAC.
Would you?
Would I?
Yes.
Yeah, not these days.
I love the implication that you would have in the past.
I'm a little older and a lot wiser.
We got enough hell in the world as it is.
Always use it a little bit more.
I mean,
Oh,
this
we could use a lot less.
Not the UAC way.
Well, you realize that that's what I used to do. Was I used to make guidance systems and missiles and things that went boom and whoosh.
Fun stuff.
An engineer for the apocalypse.
not entirely, Chanter. Mainly, we are simply aware that you have had a long and varied career.
I'm going to have to crank up some people's volume here.
So, are we ready to, I guess, start?
Recap.
Ready as I'll ever be.
Yep.
Yeah, I suppose.
Excellent.
You get above the roll 20 here.
Well, chant your logs, I shall recap. After I stretch until 2 months, give you such a crick in the neck. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to FoE Adventures. After our hiatus away, we are back, picking up where we left off. Our party having survived a near suicide bombing, accidental, mind you, by our very own beloved Kraken Kist, and what turned out to be a nuclear hand gem. And so now our intrepid party, having recovered and moved on, have arrived at Flim Flam Brothers Estate, where something is moving. Well, no, but the party had seen things moving around, so therefore something is moving.
Ah.
Honestly, I'm still looking at Discord at the moment, not at the map, so I wouldn't see anything if it was moving.
I think that pretty much sums it up. Is there anything else anyone wants to add to that?
The Philly's pissed at Eagle because he was being mean to Kist.
Say we all have a reason to be justifiably upset with Kist for, nearly blowing us to Kingdom Come.
The Philly will fight literally all of you.
Well, I think
I
with
believe
that,
Lunar has already said his piece on that.
I don't remember, so to get back into things immediately, leave Kist alone, Eagle!
I'm gonna roll the intro video. We'll jump up to the chat and we'll get going. Yeah, in a minute.
Why do we all go quiet like the stream can actually hear us while the intro is rolling?
Yeah, we do. It does. We can yab on while that's going. He will know.
When are we adding Frank to the intro?
Whenever you get
Season
the
2's
finished
intro.
artwork.
I'll go co-caster.
Yeah, we are technically in season.
Yep.
Well, yeah, that's why
Exactly.
the Philly's outfit changed. The Philly's outfit will change with every season. Is the intro over?
Yeah, no, it's over. We're live still.
You need to tell us.
I started talking when it was over.
I thought you were responding to me.
You talked after.
Okay. Focus.
No.
Focus, or the bot gets it.
Leave Pegapet out of this.
I'm not talking that bot. I'm talking the other bot.
Same time, do you really honestly expect there to be no shenanigans?
Yes.
If you don't expect shenanigans, then you truly are a silly pony.
Anywho, we are.
The
I'm
Philly is
within 40.
glaring at Eagle. Or, well, she's trying to, but she's kind of like all wobbly and high, so. She's kind of losing her focus.
Out of character. I know we switched maps. How long has it been since the whole bomb grenade routine?
Couple hours.
It is, yeah, just about a couple hours.
Yep.
Thank you.
Well, Eagle will wander off a little bit to the right here.
And I'm not sure if we had a description, but can we see these robots that we see on the map?
Yes. So, as you arrive here, everything looks kind of like cookie cutter type buildings. They're all very kind of small and quaint and identical. You note that they seem to be made of really cheap materials, but yeah, they're pretty shoddy, but surprisingly they have still held up. The weather is
For
getting
now.
slightly warmer area. You note that there's scattered clouds. Sun is getting higher up there. It's almost midday.
Wait, can we
Not your
actually see
typical
the
wasteland
sky?
day. Yes, you can.
Okay, the Philly is like laid out on her back on top of Kiss, and she's gasping and pointing at the sky and is like, "Yes, there's sky! Look at it, it's so pretty."
Question: when we were on the boat, did we get far enough out to see the sky or not?
Hmm. Probably not.
Okay.
Either that or it's just over.
Kist will pat the filly and nod and note that where she comes from, you can usually see it. But she's happy that the filly is so enthusiastic about it.
The Philly gasps and wants to go to see where Kiss is from now. She already did, but now she wants to even more. Anyway, what are the rest of you doing? Because Philly is too out of it to do her usual thing.
Well, Lunar has already pointed out that, hey, we got robots ahead of us. And is waiting to see what they do.
Whites is going to go up and see if they get a better look at them to see what kind of armaments they have, if any.
Wise, no, you're gonna get wetted.
She'll be fine.
No.
Let Tech do Tech.
Roll me a perception.
Stop Tech. Any
I say that more.
marks?
Nope. If I say that any more nasally, it's gonna make myself.
Nope.
Bitwise is distracted by how shitty the material is on all these buildings.
Truly horrifying. So, what do she see?
Very shoddily built houses. Robots.
Are they
Wait, are
also
the robots shoddy?
They're kind of beat up. Definitely not fresh off the factory floor. That's for sure.
I don't think any are these days. And if they are, that's actually an even bigger thing. Does the EFS say anything about them?
Protect a pony. That's it.
Or I mean, like, is it green, yellow, red?
Green. Forgetting that you guys have EFS.
Mhm.
She will
Yep.
continue advancing on the green thing, which is red, pink,
That's
whatever
not-
you want to call that color.
Bitwise is gonna be
Salmon.
drowned.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's a salmon.
I was actually going to say that too.
At least he's being genuinely helpful.
Yes, I can see this.
And just for safety's sake, what does it look like on JJ's pip book?
Yours are blue. Because different model. Somebody changed the color settings and yours blue. Or was yours pink?
I'm pretty sure it was blue. Yeah, but I'm talking about the blips on EFS, so it would still show up as yellow or red, but it's just instead of green, it shows up as blue.
Yep.
So,
Alright.
yeah, that corroborates it.
I spy with my lie something that Bitwise probably wouldn't see.
Oh, shush.
Anyways, she will continue to advance on the robots and ask them, Is your owner around here?
The bot just kind of stands there. It completely ignores you, and you can see that it has a broken arm there. Just kind of moving the arm up and down as if it was functional, it would have probably had a paintbrush and would have been painting the side of the house. But as it is, it's just moving a broken limb up and down in front of a wall repeatedly.
That's a bit sad.
I'm gonna throw my phone. It keeps vibrating. That's
You'll continue along the storefronts then to the taupe robot. Aqua green. Turquoise. That's the color.
We got red, we got green, we got yellow.
Eagle and Frank keep wandering off to the right over here.
Or robots. And roll me a perception
Oh,
check.
okay.
At minus.
Would you like Lunar to roll a
two.
perception check since he's wandering around?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Eagle, you don't notice anything out of the ordinary.
Question, what time of day is it, just so I know ahead of time?
Midday.
Yes, it's about midday.
Thank you.
What are the bots doing?
General maintenance things around the facility, numerous buildings, though most of them are kind of decrepit to the point where any maintenance they perform usually just causes more maintenance to be needed.
Kist eyeballs the bots warily and acquires a few rocks.
Managed to scrape up several yellow centerline asphalt rocks.
Yes, do the painted rocks go faster?
I was just thinking we need to find some red ones.
How'd that go? All right, Scorpio. It is not correctly. There. That
Why do you
better?
have Amazon open?
Those are my bookmarks. Those aren't open tabs. Those are.
What was the turquoise one doing?
Which turquoise? Is plucking futilely at weeds with half a claw. So it's kind of just petting the weed.
Say that's sad. That's actually really adorable. Kish, let's go in the houses and rob them.
Just wait until it starts pitting Frank.
JJ is of course keeping her eyes on the pip on EFS while she's following Lunar around for exploration.
Yes, I want to go rob the houses. I probably need more pants anyway.
Eagle pokes at the turquoise one that's right there by him.
Button. It just kind of flops over on its side, and the legs just kind of move as if it was walking, but really do anything.
I'm terribly
Can't
sad
get
that
up.
Philly doesn't see that.
Eagle frowns at this and picks it back up and puts it on its hooves.
Now that it has been righted, it
Does Bitwise recognize this behavior as odd?
How many protective pones did Bitwise have in her stable?
she was in robotics, or she worked with robotics.
Roll me a hacking matrix or Axon lore. Your preference.
Matrix, then. That's she's got skill in. There you are.
You would note that this behavior is rather crude and basic, but it is technically still within allowable parameters for consumer model protectophones.
Capitalism. Are these doors locked, by the way?
That's a window.
Oh,
Blues are windows,
one's-
the browns are doors. Well, the big window is a sliding glass door. These are your entrances.
is
All
the
windows
window
are
locked?
doors.
No, the window is not locked.
Okay, the filly kind of baps into the window a few times before she fondly thinks to try opening it.
Roll me a strength.
Kiss
Wait, I
sort
forgot.
of mutters to herself and wanders over to the filly while still trying to keep an eye on Bitwise.
Forgotten, is Sapphire high right now?
Yeah, she's high for a good 4 more hours.
Because she got high.
Roll me 2d10.
Okay.
So you slam the window up really hard, it shatters, and you catch your hook.
The filly is totally uncaring of this. Does my DT apply to that?
Natural DT. Or if you
Oh.
have like gloves or boots or something on your hooves.
I mean, she probably doesn't, so yeah. The filly does not care. She's high. She is in.
She is getting her tail grabbed
Billy is tiny.
and yanked back
No, I
and
must drop.
bandaged.
How's the EFS looking, Cap?
You're starting to see a spackling of yellows.
Oh, that's right. Sleazy is only in Bitwise's pit buck, isn't he?
Yes.
Yes, and we're gonna keep it that way.
Yes, yes.
Actually, did you use Bitwise's pit buck to boot up the other one?
I don't know if it was already booted.
If I recall correctly, I believe it was done over at ZB's place, or no. It was over back at Talon Ridge.
I think it was working already.
Partially working, but then we took it to Talon Ridge to get it fixed. So Sleazy never got anywhere near it.
I'm gonna steal.
Oh,
No, don't you dare.
Don't know who it belongs to.
We know who it belongs to. It's ZB's. He said it himself.
I thought it was JJ's.
ZB gave it to JJ in a timey wibbly wobbly.
I knew there was timey wibbly wobbly associated with it. I thought it was JJ's before now.
Yes, technically it was officially made JJ's before now.
There is a more pressing matter.
Philly is looting.
No.
Correct. There's an alicorn.
No.
I mean, yes, but
There's at least 2 alicorns. And where did Bitwise go?
she's at
Oh.
the subs.
Where is
I hadn't
Bitwise?
scrolled over yet.
Oh, there they
Bitwise.
are.
Oh, okay. Bitwise is over there.
Is there a less glass-studded entry to the place the Philly just wandered into?
There's a front door.
Yeah, it's right there.
There's also a sliding glass door with a balcony. All these structures are single-story, 2-bedroom apartments.
Is the front door locked or intact?
None of them really seem to be that intact. Like, you give it like soggy cardboard. You don't really open so much as
Right. Okay.
So the Philly's just gonna be looting everything. So is there anything you want to roll me a roll ahead of time?
you get 37 pounds of dirt, 3 pounds of dust, 5 pounds of hoof clip,
Ew.
3 balls of pain.
Oh, wasteland dust bunnies.
That just
So
sounds
should I take that
worse.
as-
Probably mutated.
That rabbit's dynamite.
So should I take that as mean no, the Philly's not gonna find anything. She's just doing this because she's high and curious.
And I told you what you found. You're welcome to take it or not.
You joke, but then when we need some tinder,
I mean, I don't think you need 37 pounds of dirt.
Yep.
Kist
Yes.
pokes around but has no idea what she's looking for.
The Philly doesn't either. She's just looking. Kiss,
Okay,
these
well-
houses suck.
yes, Lunar?
Okay, well, now that the player sees the what is presumably 2 of the neutral icons, would you like Lunar to roll perception now?
Yes, please roll perception at -2. It is dark in said buildings.
Let me double check, but I believe he has a perk that mitigates low light penalties.
Kist is attempting to keep up with the Philly, who is apparently in Zoom mode.
Yes, he does have a perk, so -1 for the low light, but still a -1 for it being the middle of the
Billy!
freaking day.
How are you
Yeah,
doing that,
Lunar's
by the way?
right. What?
It's because of my sticky mouse.
What?
My sticky mouse is doing it. I don't know how.
Oh, okay. I like that where it draws like the
oh,
path.
What?
Oh,
The
it's,
path is by right clicking.
does it just draw that, or does it show the Philly doing that?
It draws it, and then the Philly moves to each point.
Oh, I like
It's
that.
kind of cool. It's just like. Ah.
Lunar is fast.
I suppose JJ should make a roll as well.
Hello, Bitwise.
Yeah,
What you doing?
looking around.
These houses are shit.
Yeah, I'm not sure where these robots are being controlled from, if in anywhere.
Okay, before we get too further along, What did Lunar see, if anything?
You notice that there seemed to be some kind of really, really tall pone in the shadows glaring back at you. Kind of gave a snort and then stepped off to the side back into the shadows. Philly was really close to making a mistake.
Okay, question. Is
You're breaking up for me.
Hello?
You're breaking up. Or am I breaking up?
Okay, really?
That's better.
We heard you for that.
Let me check.
See, now
We
you're
can
fine.
hear you right now.
You can have a little background noise as well.
Which may be screwing around with it.
Possibly.
What was the mistake Billy was about to make?
Break into the room where the alicorn was changing.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you not hear us?
Oh.
I'm gonna take
I'm gonna
that
take that
as
as a yes.
yeah. Can you hear us, Eagle?
Now I can, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Annie, are you
Yes.
okay? Are you okay?
Okay. What was the last thing y'all heard from me?
You had a
You were about to ask a
question.
question.
Right. Pinky sense, is it picking anything up?
I feel like you're being well.
Like robots.
Like there's something like standing in plain sight that you can't see.
Can even squint real hard and make another perception check?
You'll have to nat 1.
I'll take those odds.
You joke. He's gonna get it now.
Does Billy actually notice anything odd with Spirit Sight?
Didn't see.
Yeah, considering how much alicorns are disliked by spirits, I figured it was worth a shot. Anyway, Lunar knocked on the door.
Very polite of him.
Lunar hears someone inside just kind of yell, "No one's home!"
Oh my gosh, a talking house!
Bitwise will point.
Sapphire,
Cracker
can
over
you
to,
roll an intelligence at a
to
minus
Sapphire.
6? Sapphire definitely believes it is a talking house. She cannot be convinced otherwise.
She's on one heck of a trip.
She is. You gave her an adult-sized syringe.
She had an adult-sized ouchie.
Oh crap, I was the one who did that, didn't I?
Yes, you
Yeah,
did.
that was you.
Quick question.
Yes.
The voice shouting no one was home, was it clearly feminine, masculine, or was it indeterminable, one way or the other?
No, honestly, I'm gonna say it was indeterminable.
Honestly, you guys seem to default to female for indeterminate. You did it for the filly. You did it for the zebra ghoul.
Kiss
Hello, House.
meanders over and scoops the filly out of midair. We don't
Yes.
talk to strange houses.
I talk to strangers all the time. Why can't I talk to the house?
None of them were houses.
I think
Oh,
houses
we're
would be
strangers
nice.
to you, Sapphire?
What?
We're just strangers to you, Sapphire? Thanks.
No, I meant the other people. Also, houses seem nice. They can't go pew pew bang bang at you.
No, they can just fall on your head.
I'm pretty sure I'd do more damage to the house.
Lunar just gives you a look of, uh-huh.
The house looks all icky, like it's sick. We should give the house medicine.
I think there's been enough medicine for one day.
But the house is sick, Kiss. And the filly suddenly realizes something, gasp, and go, "Eek." Whoops. I'm moving Chanter. I mean, yeah. I'm moving everyone with the filly. There we go. Guys, look, it's a Dr. Clinky.
Dear.
The filly is standing on it. And hugging the head. See, it has the pretty flies on it.
The what?
It is butter and it is and it has flies on it. And she pats at the butterflies.
Oh. Eagle comes over to JJ and Lunar. Well, did y'all find anything?
Someone in that house, but they do not wish to be disturbed, and I see no reason to do so.
Yeah, considering everything, probably not a good idea to
I
to
can't fix
potentially
typos.
make them turn red.
Hey, she may be an annoyance, but she's our annoyance. You cram it.
Roll agility.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, wow, pretty sensitive of the alicorn to be so mean to a apparently disabled filly.
Eagle just manages to miss a rock that was flying past from the vicinity of the balcony.
Does Lunar need to do anything in response to his going over and saying something to the house?
No.
Is the balcony window broken?
No.
It's
But-
about to be.
Eagle looks at Frank and goes, Frank, sick 'em.
He coughs in your face.
Does Kist even need to roll to break that window?
Yes, you need to actually target the window.
see if I remember how all these shenanigans work here.
It's just mad because the house was mean to the filly.
The house threw a rock.
Oh, that's Kist's job.
Yes, Kist is responding in kind.
Oh, bother.
Oh, I'm
Lovely.
I mean, that's still a hit.
it was a stationary window.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the rock flies towards the window and then hits something about 2 feet away from the window and just kind of falls to the ground. Hear a very loud snort and a ow! Don't do that.
Oh, bother.
You threw
notice
the
a
first one.
blue alicorn fades back in the visible spectrum.
Yeah, did we ever get a special bag from the feathers?
Yes.
Okay, so the filly sees the blue alicorn, stares for a few moments, then goes and zips on over. Oh,
And
not
roll
onto
me
her
agility
face, though.
-3. That's a -3. How do you have 11 agility?
I'm a Pegasus. We can go up to agility 12. I think. My base agility is. Yeah, we can go up to 12. My base agility is 10, and I have a temporary one from my outfit. So yeah, what does that do?
You don't notice anything.
Okay, the filly is at the alicorn now, and she's like, "Hi, he," and she points at Eagle. Destroyed your nice sister's fellow, and we're supposed to fix it, and we need a feather from you and all the others to fix it. Can I have a feather?
I regret sending you on this quest now.
The filly is never going to let this quest go. It is her life's mission now.
She's on a mission from the goddess.
The blue alicorn stands stoically. Or maybe they're just pissed.
The filly waits patiently for an answer.
And is probably trying to look as cute as possible.
She's high. She can't try to do anything.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you were that high.
You gave her it. She was given an adult-sized syringe of morphine. She is out of it.
The alicorn seems to be thinking for a while. Reaches back, opens the sliding glass door, steps inside, and then closes it and locks it.
The filly is still waiting like she's expecting an answer. She didn't consider that an answer. She just buzzes closer and keeps staring.
Closes the blinds.
I think
Have we
that's a
gotten-
no, Safi.
Did we get any other of the feathers yet?
No.
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 And I'm figuring out where to put this.
I mean, it's not like it's hard for them to confirm.
Yeah, they can literally ask the goddess if this is legit. Do they just not want to?
They're kind of freaked out by the twigged out Billy.
Can you blame them?
No, not really.
What's the one we're looking for again?
She's in the
At the MOA hub.
yeah.
Or at least last reported at the MOA hub.
Kraken, could you take Sapphire, please? I don't think we're gonna get anywhere if she's the one doing the negotiating right now.
Kiss glances back down from where she's been watching the filly and gives a slight shrug. They're not shooting.
The
Yeah.
filly is looking for the alicorns in the windows.
They're not shooting, but that but they're also not being all that interested in helping with the one quest we got from that goddess.
Have we ever seen an alicorn interested in helping us? Just
No.
say it.
Technically, no, but we've never been on a quest from their goddess before.
They don't seem too impressed by that, but I suppose Philly.
Filly is winding up to slam her face through the wall.
JJ will go up skyward to see where the filly is. Dang it!
Captain, do I roll strength to shove my face through the wall?
Oh dear.
Roll me a willpower first.
Let's see here. My willpower is incorrect on the roll
And
sheet.
Carl or Lunar does not receive an answer when he knocks on this door, and instead his knock kind of just punches a hole. It's really kind of flimsy.
Do I have enough time to do a shadow jump and pull the filly into the shadow with me?
Sorry, there's. Well, I guess technically there would be shadows there. Sapphire, your willpower check. You acknowledge that if you were to slam your head into this wall, it's gonna hurt a lot. It may be cheap, but it's lasted 150 years. It'll probably take a good headbutting.
The filly is high. You think she cares?
Okay, how many times are you gonna headbutt the wall?
As many as it takes.
So yeah, definitely pulling her into the shadows and gonna deposit her back with
Roll
with
3d10.
Kraken.
You take 15 damage direct to the head. So this would be stun damage.
Oh, it's stun damage?
Yeah, you're smashing your head against him.
Do I break through it, though?
No, you do not. You don't make a dent. If anything, you're adding yourself to the wall.
Okay, and that's as far as she gets before JJ stops her.
That even... Oh,
No, she still has 187 non-lethal HP left. She can go for a while.
Only got 50.
It's non-lethal though, and like I don't think non-lethal damage does anything to your limbs.
No, I don't know. I have to reread on stun DT. For some reason, I feel like if it surpasses your stun DT, it knocks you unconscious. But
I'm pretty sure that's it. If you take enough stun damage to equal to your HP, you're knocked out.
Actually, none of those deal over. None of those deal more than 12 stun DT. So if that's not all at once,
no, that's
she's
a
taken
single
0 leap.
hit. That's a single hit.
Okay, she took 3 stun damage.
Okay, hey Sapphire, you are clearly in no condition to be doing anything right now.
I need the feather. No one's giving me feathers. I want to do a nice thing for the nice lady.
JJ will grab a hold of the filly. Let someone else who's in their right mind right now do the talking.
It's not my fault. It's Eagle's fault.
Lunar, can you roll me a luck?
Ah,
Here,
sorry.
here, Kraken. Please. Oh, sorry.
Flat luck or plus minus?
Flat luck.
Crap.
Kiss proceeds to bundle up the filly and put her into a saddlebag.
Roll me a.
That's adorable. I love that.
Oh, what?
Willpower.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you over other people.
Oh, roll for willpower. Or a point of sanity.
Okay. Okay, so willpower we can roll on the front page. It's initiative we have to go to a different tab for.
Take 1 point of sanity damage as you're walking through the house. You step on a remote. The TV turns on and it's just blaring flim flam pre-recorded advertisements. Television.
Where
Scares
exactly?
you. TV is right here
Where
in the corner. It is
is
really
it this
loud.
brown thing?
Right here.
Right there.
Yep, the gray thing. It is deafening inside the house. The rest of the party outside the house can eat. It's as if someone was standing right there and just shouting at the top of their long advertisements.
Is it an advertisement with a song?
It's not a very good sing-along song.
Okay, the filly is yelling along with it.
Well, the song is eventually interrupted by the sound of.
Seems fair, to be honest.
There's no more TV left. Based on your position, also, there's not much left of the kitchen either.
Or that chair.
Yeah.
Let me. Maybe general this way direction.
Fortunately, Bitwise was not in the kitchen.
No, she comes after the fact. See the destruction he hath wrought.
It was a working machine.
She will point out, however, when she comes in that, you know those things have an off switch, right?
Shut up. He's clearly been on a bit of a hair trigger. Pun not intended.
I think this is only the second time we've actually insanity.
What was
think-
the first?
First time I think
when
is
we
with
were
JJ.
burning that body.
Ah, right.
Where does one even keep track of sanity in this thing?
The
I have
sheet
no
doesn't
idea.
have a spot.
You gain a point back of sanity.
Okay.
It. You don't need to start really worrying about it until you start taking regular sanity hits or not sleeping.
Like how Arcane almost died from sanity damage.
I'm not surprised.
Seems fair. Well, while she's in with Lunar, Bitwise will ask him, like, does this town seem like it's actually a fake?
I mean, it seems pretty shoddy. I knock on the door, my hoof goes right through it.
And there ain't any sign that people actually lived here, I think. There ain't no food or nothing.
Eagle blinks and then looks at the ground they're standing on. Wait a minute. Is he standing in an impact, like an explosion crater?
The cul-de-sac?
No, it's a cool.
Oh, okay.
There's usually not traffic lines. Sex.
Although
The
there's usually like
lunars,
a little island in the middle.
Not always.
yeah, my parents doesn't have an island in the middle.
I'm just going by my experience.
Admittedly, you've probably seen larger cul-de-sacs than what my parents live on.
That sounds dirty.
How?
I'll let you figure it out.
I don't think I want to know. Anyways, Lunar saying, "Does this look fake?" And all of a sudden, all I can think is nuclear test town.
I'm pretty sure the Pale Sands testing range is further south.
Bitwise is gonna check the fridge.
Hang on, important question. Do ponies have a concept of angels?
Probably not.
The Philly sigh anyway.
Why does that have to be? You find 2 cases candied apples.
No, that's what they're called.
Really?
In Fallout, they are.
So no ducking into them to survive balefire bombs.
I mean, the joint was built by Flim and Flam. What'd you expect?
Oh, stallions.
Dandy buck apples, that's what they are.
Yes.
Yes.
Any bonus or penalty to rolling negotiation with the alicorns for feathers?
Give me a second. So you note that you hear some rummaging, and then suddenly glass breaks, and through that sails a chair. It sails clean over your heads. It lands in the middle. Shatters.
I'm sorry, House. I didn't mean to make you mad.
Yeah, I don't think they want us here.
So should I make that roll or not?
You want to piss them off more.
I mean, I've got a pretty high negotiation and seduction stat. I mean,
I mean, so do I, but it hasn't mattered at all.
You usually
I
shoot
even have
everybody
8
you meet.
charisma for fucks. I have 8 charisma too. By all rights, people should think I'm adorable.
And then they
Shove
meet
it.
you.
Oof.
I have 8 charisma and 100 negotiation and cuteness. I don't just have 100,
gonna-
I have 116.
So is JJ going to want to still try to negotiate?
I feel like I should have made the roll before a roll before that chair got thrown.
Well, the chair would have been thrown regardless. Do you want to continue? Yes or no? We're going back.
So that would require a second roll then.
Well, you haven't rolled yet.
Yeah, because I was waiting to see if there was any bonus or penalty.
Well, there'll be a penalty, but I'm not going to tell you until after you decide if you're rolling or not.
Because for the first time from before the chair, yes. So I need to know what that's going to be before I determine yes or no to a second one after the chair.
The chair was being thrown regardless of what you did. There is no before the chair version.
Just try.
Throne chair is thrown.
Uh,
Lunar, get out of the bathroom. Just see you pop up down there.
You might need to go to the bathroom. Why are you being mean? The Philly's the only one that's used the bathroom at all.
Nobody poops.
Except the Philly. The Philly very much does, remember?
I said I was checking the other houses, and I meant it.
Yay.
Very intentionally checking the other houses, apparently.
So you want to roll, Nay?
At least want to make one roll for an attempt to one apologize for the Philly, and two, well, if they need to confirm, they can ask the goddess that about what that we've been sent on a quest by her to confirm it.
What is your negotiation and seduction?
92.
Okay, penalty is 60. And add that in and roll.
Yay.
Terrible.
Not great, not terrible.
You note that they seem to drop a second set of blinds behind.
So in other words, barring me getting a really damn good roll, it seems like the drugged up Philly just kind of screwed over this chance to get the feathers.
I think it's safe. I mean, considering how they reacted to just having someone knock on the door, we never had a chance to begin with.
Yeah, it's weird you're blaming me for this when the Philly came up to her very politely and asked. Like you said that like she did something wrong, but all she did was come up, explain what's going on, and then politely ask for her feather.
I guess probably that's just me being just a little a minor bit of frustration because finally a chance to use negotiation and seduction and, well, significant penalty.
I mean, to be fair, in literally every session, pretty much every NPC has reacted negatively to my character, even though, like, literally none of them have a soft spot towards children, and that's weird. It's like all of them are grumpy and don't give a shit about that it's a child that is happy.
My apologies.
It's okay.
Okay, so they're not responding positively. Have we already looted all that's lootable here as best we can tell?
I found dirt.
Kiss pats the filly gently on the head. Not where she was banging it against the wall.
Is this actually the Film Flam Industries, or is it just Love?
It's from
Estates.
Flam Estates.
Yeah. Okay, see, when I read that, I thought it was where they actually lived and there was some mansion or shit.
Oop.
Otherwise, it's still pretty sus that no one actually lived here. It's all a scam.
It's
Scam.
it's
Good.
Flim and Flam. That kind of comes with the territory.
Exactly. It's a scam for the fire insurance. When it burns, all burns down.
No, it was a money laundering scheme.
Or both. Bitwise is considering getting spare parts from the robot.
Don't kill the robot.
But it's not living right now.
Holy shit, I just realized Zion is on this map. Who wants to go get baked with the tribals and learn shamanism?
Back.
The burned mare is so kind.
Joshua was very nice to you. What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm not talking
I
about
think this
Joshua
there might be
Graham.
trucker at this.
What is our plan of where to go after this anyway?
I don't
Aren't,
remember.
aren't we going to go check the MOA hub?
We don't.
Because that's the family tradition, but that's
Oh.
not what love is.
Wait, are we going to the hub or are we going to the crater?
The hub.
Okay, and the alicorns in the crater, right?
No. The hub is not in the crater.
But is the alicorn in the crater?
I can't tell you that.
We were
Last-
told she would. I'm pretty sure we were told she's in the crater because I remember the Philly went to steal rad suits because of that fact.
Well, go ahead, Lunar.
Last reported position of the alicorn in question we got was the MOA hub. Whether they're still there now is another question. That's where we were pointed to.
Okay, so the Philly tried to steal something for no reason. Got it.
Yay. Sounds about right.
Sounds par for the course.
So if we're going to the MOA hub, are we going to take a stop by Pennytin or Merc Meadow?
You kind of already passed. Well, you're not going up to Merc. You were at Mount Rose, and you're heading down
There are
towards
two
Pranston.
There are two Merc Meadows. There's one
Oh, yeah,
to
that's
the
right.
south
Gosh
of us
dang
and
it.
one to the north.
That's because I mislabeled stuff. I'll have to look on my other map to figure out which one.
So yeah, there's the Merc Meadow in all caps, and there's the Merc Meadow lowercase.
So yeah, are we going to stop by either of those places?
I mean, stopping by Pennytin makes sense. It's on the way.
Yeah, we can like follow the road down to there and then basically just follow the roads until we get to Pranston MOA Hub.
Yeah, so the Merc Meadow in all caps is actually supposed to be General Fancy Pants Surplus.
The filly would like some more pants. She's not very good at keeping them nice.
Well, since this is apparently super cheap budget housing, there is not much in the way of loot.
Not really. It does, though, seem like there used to be, but anything that has been considered useful has been...
So this place has already pretty much been picked over.
Yes. Most likely by the current pissed off occupant.
Makes sense. Does Lunar need to run any other sanity checks?
No,
Just the one scare is enough to result
just the
in
one.
rapid fire gunfire.
Yeah.
I'm surprised
Good.
nobody went, holy shit, someone's shooting.
I mean, Midwise did say that there was another way to turn that thing off.
Putting together the sequence of events given loud blaring advertising, lunar shooting, and the loud blaring advertising stopping when we're surrounded by a bunch of broken bots, it kind of, I don't know.
Okay.
No one else joined in, so Kist assumed it was okay. Which is why she's mouthing off toward the alicorns.
I just kind of assume we're leaving this map soon, so I was trying to figure out what we're doing next.
Fair
I'll
enough.
be here forever.
So yeah. So are we going to go to Pennington next since the alicorns don't want to deal with us?
Stop trying to jump maps.
I want to pass time so the filly can stop being high. This was amusing at first, but now it's kind of tiring.
Yeah, don't do drugs, kid.
I didn't do drugs. Drugs were forced upon me.
I don't think that's how it works.
It was. Eagle drugged the filly.
That's still doing drugs, whether you're the one who put them in your... It's still doing
Yeah, and
drugs.
the filly didn't want to. The filly forced her. The
As
filly
I
was
recall,
forced.
never mind, whatever.
I like how everybody doesn't freak out when Lunar walks around, but if the filly walks around, oh my gosh.
The filly's a baby. The filly is a baby.
I trust Lunar to be responsible.
And shoot televisions.
It was a very loud television, very suddenly.
And very annoying.
Anyway, it seems like there's nothing else we can do here, so can we move on to the next map?
I mean, you sure you don't want to fight those alicorns?
I haven't had my computer for 3 months, so no, there's no other map.
Well, there's not much else we can do.
There's a lot more houses here.
Do you really want us to go through all of them individually?
Not necessarily.
Permission to roll.
Okay, then.
perception?
We loot all the other houses. What is there? Like I asked earlier.
You can roll
And
perception.
I'm pretty
Ludo.
sure I asked earlier too. Anyway,
I was told there was only dirt.
I'm sorry I spoke over you, Captain. You were saying?
I said you can go ahead and roll perception.
Bonuses, penalties?
Just flat perception. Sapphire sees clouds. Lunar
see
sees
something.
more alicorns.
Assuming they see him.
Why is everyone else rolling perception?
Because we're going looting, like you told us to.
I thought you were a Billy Rito.
The filly can look at things while she's a filly Rito.
So, do I get a reaction to the wave, or do I have to actually knock on the door?
They kind of just give you a nod.
They're not throwing chairs. This is an improvement.
Eagle, roll me luck. So, Eagle, I'm going to drag you back to where it was. So, as
Honestly, I can control it.
So, Eagle, as you are searching through these buildings, you happen to pull open the fridge and notice that it's stacked from top to bottom, bottom to top. Makes more sense. It doesn't roll off the tongue.
Back to the gunnels.
Yes, with landmines.
Inactive landmines?
Inactive, but it's a fridge full of landmines.
We'll take them.
For snacking
You're gonna take
later.
all of them?
Sorry, what was that, Cap?
You're taking all of them?
Yes.
You guys need a wagon.
Well, we had
Oh,
one.
gee, I wonder what happened to it.
Wrapped it behind a tank and then promptly left it in Pennytin.
We
We
did.
Were
Man.
kidnapped.
Really asked to go back, so
We did ask to go back. They said
Yeah,
no.
oh, goddess will be the goddess, I guess.
Which is why we're here. So if the goddess ever asks why we are not pulling our full hearts to do this, there's why. We never asked to be here in the first place.
By the second tap, door just kind of falls out of cardboard.
Oops. Sorry about that.
Wow. How bad are these doors if they can't handle even the lightest knock?
I've seen wasteland architecture more sturdy than this.
Seriously, how did the walls hand up to the Philly bashing your face into it?
The
Is there
walls
not
were made with
doors?
more. The walls were made a little more substantially. Only a little, though.
Can the Philly hear Lunar say that?
Eagle.
What? What did I do?
What'd Eagle do?
I saw him. I saw his avatar change.
Huh?
I didn't post that.
You didn't. That was me.
Oh.
I'm just.
Oh.
He hasn't reached his missionary stage yet.
Okay, because the Philly was gonna start yelling about the goddess.
You pure false goddess.
Pardon me, but could we trouble you for for a small favor? You see, we're here on a mission from the goddess, and among the things she's tasked us for is collecting feathers from all her children to refill a a pillow.
Guys?
She's here.
I see her.
Oh, she's up.
You can move her further down.
Weird.
Usually it's the eagle that disappears.
You definitely have their.
Oh, so they don't get snappy just because when JJ does it, but when the Philly does it.
It's a bit of a long story, but among other things, there was an incident involving a pillow of one of your sisters that met an unfortunate end. So it's been given to us to try and remake it.
That
So-
arrow is making me uncomfortable.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah.
Checking.
So, if it's at all possible, all we would need is a single feather from each of you. It would be the first of the many that we will need to complete this quest.
I am actively annoyed by this.
Yeah, thank you so much for your generosity. Uh, JJ would take the feathers and put them away.
And thank you for not throwing furniture at us like your sister's up the way.
The purple step forward. Looks very perplexed. What do you mean? You're the only alicorn.
Then what or who was it that threw a chair at us?
Okay, because there look to be some in the house up that way. Lunar points in the appropriate direction.
There was a blue alicorn, horn, wings, the whole 9 yards, invisible.
Little bit skeptical. Naysayers. Out of. Outside, spreading their wings, head in said direction to go take a look.
Eagle and Frank will head back in that direction.
Since nobody else is going to say anything. Alicorn.
We should probably
Just
follow
as-
them.
Following bitwise.
At the very least, make sure we can see when the fracas starts.
Good point, actually. Bitwise will wait a safe distance away.
You know, I'm not saying get close, just
Then again, these buildings might not mean much cover. In fact, they're probably more liable to hurt than to help.
I mean, they'll still break line of sight.
But they could also fall on top of you.
So did they just keep going that way, or did they actually stop at the house?
They made a detour.
Okay.
They're a lot quicker.
Well, I'm not surprised. Alicorn wings have always been faster.
Not suddenly finds him. As they all 8 of them walk out.
What the? And he goes for his knife. And then relaxes, realizing what's going on. Well, he realizes that at the very least they're all the alicorns he's seen before, so he's probably not in immediate danger
They all
as long
look
as he doesn't actually pull the knife.
use the same character model.
That's racist.
So if you have a very cheap developer.
At very
Yes.
least he's just going to stand and listen for now.
Well, I'm going to move him so he's not standing in said alicorn. Frank is gonna off to nom on the chair. The alicorns just kind of look around at you. They're not really saying anything.
So, as you can see, there are more of you here than you thought. Hello? Okay.
So the blue that you recognize did rocket your head. And it pipes up. Oh, yes, there's apparently more of us here than we realize, so we shall heading out shortly. No need to concern yourself. They do
Kist
also
coughs quietly. Feathers.
they levitate over a bundle of 4 additional feathers. Really.
Yay! The filly puts them in the. Well, the filly does nothing. She is a filly veto.
Kist tucks them into the saddlebag with the filly.
Yay!
Thank you so much.
And so the restoration of the pillow begins.
Mhm.
Still stuck with the alicorn.
Again?
They wander off. They head out to the.
And drag me with them?
We're in the middle. I looked at the group. Sure.
Like,
Somebody's going to find him by the roadside a week from now.
with a note pinned to him. He's too much trouble.
I was gonna say a bag of caps by his side and no pants on.
I don't think power armor has separate pants.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
They'll use an angle.
Or an industrial can opener.
That just sounds messy.
Did it seem like all the alicorns left?
I think we broke him.
Boy. At least it's not me this time.
This time.
No, we broke you last week.
Oh yes. You definitely broke me last week with that movie.
We'll have to watch it again with Cap.
Oh no.
What?
That was just me saying, saying forlornly, "Oh no," into my hands as I buried my face in them.
Okay then. Well, that was interesting. I guess we'll check out the rest of the place.
Yeah. That was. It looked like all the alicorns left, right? Yeah.
Yes, they kind
But Wes is going to check the house they were in if they kept anything good.
Where off to now? Wherefore art thou? We're
Pennytin.
a bitwise can pilfer a lot of heavy curtains.
Do they match the drapes?
They're black. Everything goes with black. Yes.
Hmm. Is that all they had though? Curtains?
Um. Get luck.
Yes.
So in the cupboards, notice a ton of baking soda, a thing of vinegar, and a what appears to be a science project kind of back room.
Is it a volcano?
It's kind of a volcano without the volcano-y part. I mean, it's just kind of a tube sand.
Hmm. She will take this baking soda and vinegar.
Eagle's got some.
About what?
Have you looked?
At where I just walked into?
Yeah.
Yes.
Be confused as well, but Bitwise will be taking this vinegar and baking soda.
Okay. Weight wise, it is about 3 pounds of vinegar and about up to 6 pounds of baking soda.
Okay. She has this.
Eagle is on the backside of houses 2.
If he's back there, I'm not seeing anything. Yeah. If he's supposed to be part of the team side, it's
Yeah,
not
you know what?
working.
He probably is. It's not.
'Cause all I see back there is shadow.
See him now.
Yes, now I see him.
Yep.
Yeah, he was not apparently set up as Eagle, even though he was still a movable token.
I couldn't move him.
Hmm. So the question is, do I let Eagle deal with these alicorns, or do we pause here?
Wait, how did he make them mad?
I didn't say it made him mad. Just saying he found alicorns.
Oh, right, I still can't see him, so.
I fixed him.
Oh, there he is. He found more friends. He has many friends. And like I kind of like I'd like to do it now so we can get to traveling by the end of tonight so the fillet can be not high.
Yeah, so you can tell me where all you are going. Map is
Pennytin.
Pennytin? Okay, fine.
Oh, oh, hello. Didn't. I'm pretty sure they could hear that. Good night, mother.
The alicorns look at Eagle very concerned. There seems to be some kind of fourth wall that is broken on him. Things are leaking through.
Okay. I'm okay. Okay. Oh, hello. We didn't realize there were any of y'all still left in town.
Kind of stare back at you. What do you mean any? Both greens say in unison, kind of echoey off pit.
Well, we've already run into 8 of your sisters today. They've all already gathered and left.
Or hey, that's thing.
Uh, why is that concerning?
The two greens kind of look at each other, and then the purple one actually answers. Continuing the. You see, we share a telepathic bond, so we should be able to ascertain if there are others nearby, though the goddess has been rather preoccupied as of late and the connections have been down. So our local connections, our sisters, is all we have currently.
Oh, I see. I guess that would be troubling. Is there perhaps anything we could do to help?
Oh, I really don't know. The purple kind of wears her shoulders, stares down Eagle and his plant. No, there's nothing you can do. Just continue on the quest the goddess has given you.
While I have you here, could I perhaps ask each of you for a feather?
The alicorns nod collectively and grant him a gold down feather each.
How many of them are there?
Thank you.
Or there's you've run into 3 flights of alicorns so far.
Crowded airspace.
Yeah. A lot of bogeys.
And I hope you manage to catch up to your sisters soon if that's your intention.
Which way did you say that they left? Or, well, which way did
Uh,
up?
they headed north, right?
Yes.
think so.
They headed off north.
Very well, we shall be on our way then. Thank you. And they
You're welcome.
squeeze past the north. Kraken, you note that in this building there's 2 ponytrons. One of them is cleaning junk from over here, moving it to a pile over on this side of the room. The other one is cleaning that pile, moving it this side of the room. Continually
Wonders of ancient
cleaning.
technology.
You're at an impasse.
What the smart ponies.
Yeah, Kiss is just going to stare at that for a while before wandering off again.
Eagle and Frank are just kind of cooling their heels in the middle of town.
Fair enough. Does anyone else have anything last minute like to do? I'm thinking probably wrap this.
I think I'm good.
Works for me.
Yeah, I think we're good. Just
Well, if I call
looting,
you
whatever's-
good, I maybe chaotic neutral.
I mean, other than the Philly. But yeah, I think we're pretty much good for now.
Well, there's plenty of heads. Just plugging them in as a fire hazard.
This place hasn't burned down yet.
I mean, if we need a fire hazard, Luna just needs to cast magic.
Lunar is a fire hazard.
That's what I said.
And also a hazard to TVs.
Only if they suddenly get loud and annoying.
Well, if there's nothing further, I guess we will call it here. Looked at having back into the rhythm of things.
So,
Yep.
Sounds good.
Well, those that are on the stream, thanks for watching. We'll catch you one. Bye.
yeah.
Awesome.